Alright, this is so much fucking prep, but I finally got it. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Ready? Watch this, ready? 70K! Oh my god. So, what is up, everybody? So, this is some Discipline Priest action on the Dragonflight beta. So, yesterday, they finally put out some level 70 templates for us to test out. And I want to go over my first impressions, show you a little burst that I found out I can do. And some stuff that just kind of is what I found out so far from playing. And hopefully, you guys can learn something. So, if you guys like to subscribe to this video, if you guys enjoy the content, and let me know what class spec you want to see next. All right, so getting into it, I am loving Disc Priest so far. So I have two different builds that I've been messing around with. So I'm going to show you guys kind of what I've been testing with, and then show you some clips at the end of this video of a solo social match, so you guys can see some live gameplay in the arena. It is buggy. Nothing is set in stone, so please take a grain of salt, still the beta, but as is, let me show you guys what we're working with. So for builds, okay, I came up with two builds that I was messing around with, one a little bit more on the safe side of healing, and another on more of an offensive strategy. So what I was doing here, the disc tree for the most part is kind of staying the same. This I think is the best combination on the bottom between offense and defense. This is not full-blown offense, but it's not full-blown defense. Kind of like a good intermediary, and I think a lot of people are gonna run this. This is gonna be like the cookie cutter spec. So at the bottom tier, this ability was just buffed. Buffs your shower power word shield by 50% additional damage, and then it decays. The decay is essentially irrelevant because in PvP you're constantly taking damage and you're going to use the shield when they're taking damage. This is causing shields to be absolutely ginormous, okay? Baseline shield, no modifiers, no badge, no literally nothing. I just press shield, non-crit 22k. If I happen to get a crit, let's say I rapture here, I'll just so I can hopefully get a crit here. 32k non-crit, 33k non-crit, 33, come on, give me a crit, give me one crit. Give me one crit. Give me one crit. All right, they're not critting. They're not critting. 33 non-crit shields for, I'm at 131k health. So that's a reference for you, and you should be around, you know, I've gotten upwards of 80k shields, and then you combine that with shield reflection, which I had in this build. That is 20% of that damage is going to get reflected back at them. So if you hit a, God forbid, an 80k, you might have, that's what, 1600? Yeah, 1600 damage back at them, or 16k back at them if they break that entire shield. That's a lot of damage. So building up, going down here is for all the shields. Divine Aegis is also insane because it makes your crit shields, and I think you're gonna run crit again, or you're gonna want to. Well, at least I am, because anytime you crit, you get another 15% shield on top of that. So if you hit somebody with a crit shield, let's see if I can get another one. You're gonna get that big shield on top of a Divine Aegis, and you get the bonus crit healing as well. So look here, I got a Divine Aegis for 1300. I have a 54k shield. That is no modifiers at all. No badge. You can, God forbid you run freaking Archangel, you can get that. That's how I got that up to like 80k. You can run Archangel and have the most ridiculous shields. The really cool part about this is we may actually be able to not run Radiance. I was actually playing without Radiance. It wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. Still some time, you know, we got to tune some things, but it was actually somewhat playable without Radiance because the shields were so big. The thing that I kind of tweaked in my head was the damage was coming away from penance so much, and I was using these big penances from Harsh Discipline for healing, essentially. And the damage, get this, I thought this talent was a wash. Catharsis, okay? Catharsis. One more time, Catharsis. So basically what this does is as you take damage, it stores 15% of, up to your 50% of your max health into a Catharstick. And basically it stacks up as you take damage, and then you're able to, so I can Shadow Word Death myself just to take some damage here. It stacks up and, you know, goes up to 50% of your health, which, you know, with at this point, it goes up to 15-20k. Okay. Then you can modify this if you're crazy. You can modify it with Desperate Prayer if you're taking a lot of damage. But this is going to make it so that if you're getting trained, you're going to have these monstrous Purge of the Wickeds. And that is exactly what I was utilizing. And it also scales with Schism and Shadow Covenant because it's shadow damage. I think so. Actually, it might not be. You know what? Now I'm thinking about it. What if you actually don't take Purge of the Wicked and Shadow Word Pain becomes that? Is Catharsis actually, I can actually test right here. Is Catharsis shadow damage? Catharsis is shadow damage. Okay, so it's modified. Yeah, I was pretty sure it was modified. It's actually modified by Shadow Covenant and Schism. So that's a huge chunk of damn. And this thing, if you're getting trained, you're getting this max stacked, like literally, God forbid there's 2 people on you, you're like 2 melee training you, you're gonna get this about every 6 seconds, and you're gonna have a 20k instant hit every 6 seconds, and you can be popping these out. This is going to be a game changer for Shadow Priests, by the way, because if you train Shadow Priests, there is a very punishing effect. People might just realize that this is so powerful and not go you, but I'll take that as a Disc Priest, you know, or a Shadow Priest. If they don't go you, it's a win-win, right? But this Catharsis is hitting an enormous amount of damage. So give you guys a quick example here. This is the one shot that I did in a duel. This is versus Axton, very like rank 1 Feral. So like, this wasn't like you're never gonna get this in real life. All you do is you fear. This wasn't even an optimal setup. Basically what goes on is what I was doing was I was shadow coveting first, just because this is an enormous amount of globals. It's kind of annoying if you want to max it out with like Dark Arc and everything. But this is just a simple one. This is without badge, without Dark Arc, without crazy modifiers. All I was doing was using Shadow Covenant, fearing him, and then Schism into Mind Games into Purge of the Wicked, which is with the full stack Catharsis up here. Okay, so just watch this really quick. So I get the Schism off here into the Mind Games into Catharsis. You know how much that Catharsis hit for? 47k. Yeah, 47k. So it's good. I think that one was affected by Twist of Fate, I think, as well. I think that's why that one was so huge. But that's what you can do, and this thing is extremely satisfying. I did a whole match. I did crushing people with it. So that's kind of what I'm going at. When it comes to the healing stuff, I think the shields are enormous. It's feeling amazing, these shields, between you having Freedom and Root. The one thing, I know a lot of people keep asking me, Shadow Mend. What is happening with Shadow Mend? Okay, at the moment it's still on the beta, and they didn't definitively say it's gone. They said that they're, you know, strongly thinking about it. If they remove it, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. I'm not going to lie. With Depth of Shadows, it is healing a very, very large amount. It's healing for upwards of, I think I had a 90k crit, I think, which is pretty insane. And right now, I also had a build with Power Life. I know a lot of people are saying you need to play Power with Life. So I was playing a build without it because I don't think you needed it, because Shadow Mend, especially with Depth of Shadows, was literally more than this. This was healing for about 40 something. And then, you know, for reference, Radiance is 20k. So it's half of a Radiance, but you know, 90% of the game you're not using this. So it's almost like a wasted talent for 90%. It's kind of like playing Twist of Fate on live, where you're like, do I run it? Do I not run it? It's really good, but I don't use it in most of the game. So it's like, sometimes you don't even get worth out of it. So like you know, in a case where you can just Rapture, or PS has a GCD or CDR now with this, do you need it? That's a question. Like, do I need Radiance? I'm still trying to figure this out, but as from testing, you can really push limits, because if you run down to here with this big shield, you get some work done, man. And if you're on a wheel and roll on top of that, which is every time you penance, it stacks up your shield even bigger. So for reference, if I do this, throw a penance in there, and then I throw, this isn't even max stacked up. Let me do it one more time. One more penance here. And, you know, let's just for argument's sake, let's badge, and then we're gonna shield. 48k non-crit. 48k non-crit. Well, of course, these never want to crit. Oh my god. Well, 48k non-crit, you know? And this is a very common thing. So I think we're definitely in a good spot so far. The damage, the healing feels great. You have an answer to people training you. You have a freedom, essentially, with Fade. It's not the best, though, because if someone's continuously applying it, like a rogue, for example, with their crippling poison, it's pretty much useless unless you root them first and then do it, and then you can kind of get away. So, you know, these are going hand in hand. I think you can't run both, to be honest. Oh, I didn't think about this. Just thought of this right now. Sheer Terror. This might even be better for the one shot. If there's a situation where you don't need Void Tendrils, like a class that you're not using it, you could use this and even optimize, because this isn't completely optimized, because if you want to be completely optimized, you want to alternate from Shadow to Holy, and I'm doing Schism into Mind Games, which is Shadow to Shadow, so I'm not getting the bonus, but I have to do this because the Schism doesn't break the fear. But if I throw one more thing in, so I actually need to experiment with running this, and then the go would be Fear, Schism, Powered Solace, then Mind Games, then Purge of the Wicked, and that would you know, buff it pretty well. I can't believe this can even get bigger. This is kind of crazy, but sorry, I don't want to keep this going too long. Well, I'm gonna call it on that one. But thank you guys so much for watching. This, basically, in the end, this is feeling awesome. I hope you guys get a chance to play the beta. If you guys also want to tune into my stream, I'm going to be playing a ton of different classes and specs. So please let me know what you want to see. We're going beta full thrust now that they have templates that I can try out other specs and classes. So thanks for watching, and hope you guys see you in the next one. Peace.